A girl named Robin in 1988. A baby girl named Robin Rihanna Fenty was born in St. Michael, Barbados. She grew up in Bridgetown, the nation's capital, in a modest home near the beach. Surrounded by the rhythms of calypso, reggae, and Caribbean culture, young Robin was immersed in a world filled with music and color. She enjoyed singing and often performed for her family and friends, even before she fully realized the power of her voice. But life in paradise wasn't always easy. Rihanna's childhood was marked by struggle. Her father, Ronald Fenty, battled addiction, and her parents' marriage was unstable. She often found herself acting as a peacemaker at home. Despite the challenges, her mother, Monica, worked hard to support the family. Through the noise and chaos, Robin held on to her dreams, and her love for music began to grow stronger. Island life and early struggles. Rihanna's early years were filled with contrasts, sunshine and hardship, laughter and pain. She attended Combermere School, a well-known institution in Barbados, where she was a good student and also a cadet in the Army program. Discipline came naturally to her, but her passion for performing was impossible to ignore. At home, she often helped care for her younger brothers while trying to avoid the stress that came from her father's behavior. Music became her escape. She would sing along to Mariah Carey and Bob Marley, losing herself in melodies and lyrics. As she got older, it became clear she wasn't just singing for fun. She was preparing for something bigger. Singing in the Caribbean sun. Rihanna started singing more publicly during her teenage years. She performed in talent shows and at school events, gaining confidence and admiration. Her voice had a richness and clarity that set her apart from others her age. Friends and teachers began to notice her star quality. She formed a girl group with two of her classmates and began performing locally. While the group didn't last long, it became an important first step. Rihanna stood out, even in those early performances. Her determination was growing, and deep down, she knew that one day she would leave the island to follow her dreams. A life-changing audition. Everything changed when Rihanna met Evan Rogers, an American music producer vacationing in Barbados. Through a mutual friend, she was introduced to him and given the chance to sing. Nervous but ready, Rihanna auditioned in his hotel room. She sang a Whitney Houston song and blew him away. Evan immediately saw her potential and invited her to the U to record demo tracks. It was the first time Rihanna had ever been on a plane, and she was only 15 years old, but her confidence and presence were already unmistakable. That audition opened the door to the world she had always dreamed of. Leaving home for a dream. Leaving Barbados wasn't easy. Rihanna was close to her family and had never lived anywhere else, but she was willing to take the risk. With her mother's support, she flew to the United States to begin her journey toward becoming a music artist. In the studio, she recorded songs day and night, hoping one would catch the ear of a record label executive. She was learning quickly, adjusting to the fast pace of the music business. Though far from home, Rihanna was focused, mature, and ready to make her mark. Meeting Jay-Z. After months of recording demos, one finally made its way to Jay-Z, the president of Def Jam Records. When he heard Rihanna's voice, he was impressed, but he wanted to see her in person. She was invited to audition in New York City. Rihanna sang for Jay-Z and his team. Within moments, everyone in the room knew they were witnessing something rare. Jay-Z was so convinced of her talent that he reportedly wouldn't let her leave the building until she signed a contract. Rihanna had officially entered the music industry, and there was no turning back. Pon de Replay, the first hit in 2005, Rihanna released her debut single, Pon de Replay. The song's infectious beat and Caribbean vibe made it an instant hit. It climbed charts around the world and introduced Rihanna's voice to millions. Just like that, she had arrived. Her first album, Music of the Sun, followed shortly after. While it received mixed reviews, it was clear that Rihanna had potential. She was confident, unique, and ready to learn. The single's success was only the beginning of what would become a legendary career. Umbrella and superstardom. Everything changed again in 2007 with the release of Umbrella, featuring Jay-Z. The song became a global phenomenon, topping charts for weeks and earning Rihanna her first Grammy Award. It wasn't just a hit, it was a moment that defined a new era in pop music. Along with the success of Umbrella, Rihanna debuted a new image, darker, edgier, and more confident. Her third album, Good Girl Gone Bad, marked a turning point. She wasn't just a rising star anymore. She had become a global icon. A new look, a new attitude. Rihanna's new style reflected a deeper transformation. She cut her hair short, wore bold outfits, and performed with more confidence than ever before. She was no longer trying to fit in, she was standing out, fearlessly. The world embraced her evolution. Rihanna became a trendsetter in both music and fashion. Her songs carried more emotion and edge, and her performances became larger and more dynamic. She had discovered her voice, and it was powerful. As Rihanna's fame grew, so did her influence in fashion. She was known for bold red carpet looks and daring streetwear that set trends around the world. Designers admired her fearless style, and fashion magazines featured her regularly. Rihanna was not just following fashion, she was shaping it. Her unique blend of edge and elegance helped redefine beauty standards. She embraced individuality, experimented with hairstyles and silhouettes, and encouraged fans to express themselves. Rihanna's style became part of her identity as an artist, another canvas where she could be creative, confident, and unapologetically herself. Rihanna has never been afraid to use her voice for causes that matter. From domestic violence awareness to LGBTQ+ rights and racial justice, she's spoken out publicly and passionately. Her 2009 experience with domestic violence made headlines, and while it was a painful chapter, she used it to raise awareness and help others find strength. She later founded the Clara Lionel Foundation, named after her grandparents, to support global education and emergency response programs. Rihanna's activism showed that she cared deeply about the world beyond fame. Her work reminded fans that strength includes compassion and that power is best used to uplift others. Rihanna continued releasing chart-topping albums that showcased her versatility. Hits like We Found Love, Where Have You Been, and Stay dominated airwaves. She blended pop, R&B, reggae, and EDM into her own sound, creating anthems that resonated across cultures. By 2012, she had achieved 12 #1 singles on the Billboard Hot 100, tying and then surpassing music legends. She became one of the best-selling artists of all time before even turning 30. Rihanna's music spoke to joy, pain, love, and empowerment. Her voice and vision made her unstoppable. With success came recognition. Rihanna won Grammy Awards, American Music Awards, MTV Video Music Awards, and countless others. Her shelf of trophies grew, but what mattered more was the impact she made on her fans and peers. She wasn't just being celebrated for popularity, she was being honored for artistry, innovation, and authenticity. Rihanna's journey showed that being true to yourself, no matter the industry, is the most powerful path to success. As Rihanna's fame grew, so did her ambitions. She began exploring business opportunities beyond music. In 2011, she launched her first fragrance, Rebelle Fleur, which became a commercial success. It was just the beginning of her expansion into fashion and beauty. Rihanna showed she wasn't just an entertainer, she was a smart businesswoman with a keen sense of style and branding. Her collaborations with major fashion brands, including Puma, gave her the chance to design collections that reflected her bold personality. She wasn't just lending her name, she was deeply involved in the creative process. Rihanna was redefining what it meant to be a celebrity entrepreneur, blending artistry and business savvy in every venture. Expanding her empire. As Rihanna's fame grew, so did her ambitions. She began exploring business opportunities beyond music. In 2011, she launched her first fragrance, Rebelle Fleur, which became a commercial success. It was just the beginning of her expansion into fashion and beauty. Rihanna showed she wasn't just an entertainer, she was a smart businesswoman with a keen sense of style and branding. Her collaborations with major fashion brands, including Puma, gave her the chance to design collections that reflected her bold personality. She wasn't just lending her name, she was deeply involved in the creative process. Rihanna was redefining what it meant to be a celebrity entrepreneur, blending artistry and business savvy in every venture. Diamonds and more hits. In 2012, Rihanna released the album Unapologetic, which included the emotional ballad Diamonds. The song became another global hit, showcasing her vocal range and emotional depth. The album marked a period of reflection and strength, touching on themes of love, heartbreak, and resilience. She continued to tour the world, perform to sold-out crowds, and win awards. Each album added new layers to her artistic identity. Rihanna was no longer just a pop star, she was a cultural force, inspiring millions with her music, style, and fearless approach to life. Fenty Beauty and Inclusion. In 2017, Rihanna launched Fenty Beauty, a cosmetics line that shook up the beauty industry. The brand was celebrated for its wide range of foundation shades, catering to people of all skin tones. For the first time, many customers felt truly seen and included. It wasn't just makeup, it was a statement about representation and equality. Fenty Beauty became a massive success, earning praise from consumers and critics alike. Rihanna proved that a celebrity brand could lead with purpose and still be profitable. Her commitment to diversity in beauty set a new standard for the industry and reinforced her status as a trailblazer. Savage X Fenty, empowering all bodies. Following the success of Fenty Beauty, Rihanna launched Savage X Fenty, a lingerie line focused on body positivity and inclusivity. The brand celebrated all shapes, sizes, genders, and identities, offering an empowering alternative to traditional fashion shows. Its annual runway events became cultural milestones, blending music, fashion, and activism. Rihanna's message was clear: beauty and confidence are for everyone. She used her platform to promote self-love and acceptance, challenging outdated norms and sparking important conversations. Savage X Fenty wasn't just fashion, it was a movement. Acting in new adventures. Rihanna also ventured into the world of acting. She took roles in films like Battleship, Home, and Ocean's 8, where she played a skilled hacker. Though new to acting, she brought the same charisma and presence that made her a star in music and fashion. Her film roles showed her range and willingness to try new things. Rihanna wasn't afraid to step outside her comfort zone and take creative risks. With each performance, she proved she was more than just a singer, she was a multi-talented artist with limitless potential. A pause in music. As Rihanna focused on her business ventures, fans eagerly awaited new music. She promised that it was coming, but she was also clear that she wanted to create on her own terms. The break gave her space to grow, reflect, and live life outside the constant cycle of albums and tours. While fans missed her presence on the charts, they supported her journey. Rihanna had given so much of herself over the years. Now, she was taking time to evolve, and her audience respected that. Her legacy in music was already secure, whatever came next would only add to it. Billionaire status. In 2021, Rihanna was officially declared a billionaire. Thanks to the success of Fenty Beauty and her other ventures, she became the wealthiest female musician in the world, not just for her music, but for her entrepreneurship and vision. It was a remarkable milestone that reflected years of hard work and smart decisions. She remained grounded, using her wealth and influence to support causes she believed in. From education to disaster relief, Rihanna's philanthropy matched her success. She showed that being powerful wasn't just about money, it was about making a difference. Love and motherhood. In the midst of her busy life, Rihanna found love with rapper A$AP Rocky. The couple kept their relationship mostly private, but their connection was clear. In 2022, they welcomed their first child together, and Rihanna embraced motherhood with grace and joy. Becoming a mother added a new layer to her identity. She spoke about the strength and inspiration she drew from her child and how it changed her perspective. Rihanna's story was evolving once again, proving that growth and reinvention were lifelong journeys. Super Bowl comeback. After years away from performing, Rihanna made a spectacular return to the stage at the 2023 Super Bowl halftime show. The performance was a celebration of her greatest hits and a surprise pregnancy announcement that delighted fans worldwide. Dressed in red and commanding the massive stage, she reminded everyone why she was one of the most influential performers of her generation. The show was powerful, bold, and unforgettable, just like Rihanna herself. Honored and recognized over the years, Rihanna has received numerous awards, not just for her music, but for her humanitarian work. In 2017, she was named Harvard University's Humanitarian of the Year. Her efforts to improve global education, healthcare, and emergency response have made a real impact. She was also declared a national hero in Barbados, her home country, during its transition to a republic. Rihanna was celebrated not only as an artist but as a symbol of pride and strength for her nation. Her story came full circle, from a little girl in Bridgetown to a global icon. A lasting legacy. Rihanna's legacy is defined by more than just chart-topping hits. She's a pioneer in music, fashion, beauty, and culture. She has broken barriers, uplifted others, and remained unapologetically herself. Her influence can be felt in every corner of the entertainment and business worlds. Whether or not she returns to music full-time, Rihanna's story continues to inspire. She has shown that dreams can start small and still change the world. Through talent, courage, and vision, she has become a role model for generations to come. Rihanna never forgot her roots. Despite her global fame, she remained deeply connected to Barbados. She funded hospital equipment, supported schools, and helped with local relief efforts. Her dedication earned her widespread respect and admiration. In 2021, during a historic moment when Barbados became a republic, Rihanna was declared a national hero. It was one of the highest honors in her homeland. Standing proud in Bridgetown, she showed the world that success means more when you bring your people with you. Through her success, Rihanna helped change how people viewed beauty, business, and celebrity. She brought Caribbean flair to global stages and proved that diversity is not a limitation but a strength. Millions of people who felt unseen found inspiration in her story. She didn't just open doors, she kicked them wide open. From her accent to her skin tone, from her business decisions to her performances, she was always true to herself. Rihanna showed that representation isn't about fitting in, it's about standing out with pride. Rihanna's voice extended far beyond her singing. She became a powerful voice for justice, equity, and change. Whether speaking at global conferences or using social media to call for action, she didn't shy away from difficult conversations. She stood with movements for racial justice, women's rights, and disaster relief. She proved that celebrity influence could be used for something greater. Her voice became a beacon, powerful, compassionate, and unafraid. One of Rihanna's most inspiring qualities is how she lives authentically. She doesn't rush. She doesn't follow trends. She sets them. Whether it's waiting years to release a new album or launching a new business, she follows her own path. Her fans admire her not just for what she creates, but for how she lives, with confidence, independence, and joy. Rihanna's ability to define her own success is a lesson in self-respect and self-determination. Rihanna's story is far from over. With every chapter, she reinvents herself and reaches new heights. From music to motherhood, from business to activism, she continues to shape the world around her. Her journey is a reminder that greatness comes in many forms. Rihanna has become more than a superstar, she's a symbol of strength, courage, and creative freedom. And the best part? She's just getting started. Rihanna's life is a powerful testament to what can happen when talent meets determination. From a small island in the Caribbean to global superstardom, she has broken barriers and set new standards across music, fashion, and business. But more than the accolades, Rihanna's legacy lies in her courage to be herself. She used her platform to uplift others and make space for more voices. Her story is one of growth, impact, and limitless potential, and it continues to inspire millions around the world.